Today on the channel we're going to be making basic pull cord igniters for your firecrackers using household items and seeing how effective they actually are. Okay, this is what we need to make our pull cord igniters: a box of matches. Of course, we'll be using the matches and the striker strip, which I'll talk about more later. Also, you need some form of glue. I've got a glue stick here. I will heat this up with my lighter and just blob it on the areas that I need to stick together. And 2 or more small, nimble cable ties. Now, they have to be small so they fit around your firecracker and don't interfere with the ignition device that we're going to be making for the top of this firecracker. You'll also need a ring pull of some sort. Here I've got an old keyring that's been broke and I found this in the house, so we've got that as well. And I'm going to add another addition here which you don't need, but this is optional, but this is for safety more than anything, and this is aluminium tape. I'll be explaining why this is for the safety and your safety later on in the video. And one more final thing which everybody has around their house, and that's some insulation tape. So apart from the firecracker and this, which is optional, everything else can be found in and around your house. Now, the first time I actually saw pull cord igniters was back in the 80s, believe it or not, on a show called The A-Team, which was a big American show. Does anybody remember that show? If you do, drop it in the comments. It was brilliant, wasn't it? And they used to make all sorts of things, and now and again they used to make pyrotechnic items, and that was the first time that I actually remember seeing somebody use a pull cord ignition device to light a pyrotechnic. Then it wasn't until decades later when I came across this YouTube channel called The King of Random, made by Grant Thompson, who sadly passed away now from a nasty, horrific accident. And I'd just like to give Grant Thompson all the credit in the world for reviving this one and my pyrotechnics enthusiasm. So guys, without further ado, let's get into this here and let's start work on our pull cord igniters for our firecrackers. Okay, so let's start our preparation here. So I'm going to start with a box of matches. We'll come to the matches later. Just cut a slit down the box here, and I'll go as fast as I can here. Now, I know this has been done to death on YouTube, but this is my own version, and I'd like to think it's pretty consistent for matches. Anyway, so what we're doing here is I'm using the insulation tape here, and I'll explain why in a second, but it just gets stuck to the back of the striker strip. Okay, so we're left with the striker strip now. The reason why I've stuck insulation tape to the back is to make this more durable, more reusable, so you can clamp the matches tighter so you get a strike every time. If it was just cardboard, it'd fall to pieces after a few strikes. So that's why I actually do that. So we fold it over in half there, and next thing we want to do is to just put an hole about 15 millimeters from the top here. So I've just put an hole in this striker strip using a screw, and that was another thing that I was going to add in at the beginning and I forgot to film it. So you will need a screw for this particular type of pull cord. Any screw, self-tapping, 5 to 10 millimeters long. So I'm sure that everybody has the odd screw lying around at home, because I know I have. So we've just folded that in half and put an hole through the striker strip there. Next thing to do is we're going to go 3 matches aside here. And what we want to do is we want to put it roughly halfway up the striker strip here. So just hold the striker strip and the matches like that whilst you line the other ones up. And then the same again at the rear. So then what we want to do is hold these in place here, about halfway up the striker strip. This is really just to give it the best chance of striking. Now this is the important part. And this is where we wrap our cable ties around. Now this needs to be as tight as possible really, because it will ensure that you get a good strike. If you just put the cable tie on loosely, you'll basically get a misfire and no ignition. But here's the thing, when you do clamp this and pull this cable tie tight, do not put it around the striker strip, because obviously you won't be able to pull it out to start the friction process and ignite the matches. So what you want to do is just before it ends, as tight as you can, basically. Snip it off. And you want the striker strip to be absolutely rock solid and very hard to pull. This will make sure that the friction process is completed and the matches are ignited. So the next step is to attach this to our firecracker using another cable tie. So this is vitally important that you pull this cable tie extremely tight, as tight as possible really, but not with pliers, else you'll damage the firecracker. But this will ensure that it all stays intact when you pull the striker strip out. The next thing to do, our glue stick here, which I'm going to heat up with a lighter over here. Well out of the way of the firecracker using a naked flame. Dangerous. And guys, don't try this at home, please. So we've got our glue there now, and you can see I've actually glued the fuse in place just under the match heads to ensure that it's only the end of the fuse that will ignite. The next thing to do is, I talked about the aluminium tape. So what I like to do with my pull igniters is to make sure that they don't go off in your hand, because if you can imagine, when the striker strip is pulled out, the sparks or the flame could actually ignite the fuse lower down. This would result in a very short fuse delay time, and it could possibly go off in your hand, or even worse, a spark or a flame could actually enter the firecracker and it could just totally immediately detonate, which is what we don't want. So what I do is I just put some aluminium tape in the housing of the firecracker to just make sure that there's no sparks that can enter the body of the firecracker. And then I also take an extra precaution to make sure that the correct part of the fuse is actually ignited And that is the tip of the fuse that we want to ignite here, not anything lower down, because this will result in a short delay time here. So only the tip of the fuse is exposed and can be lit. No other part of the firecracker can actually be lit here using this pull cord ignition device. So the next thing to do is take our screw and screw this in 1/2 of the striker strip. So it's like that. Take a keyring and then literally screw it together. And guys, there we have it. And just to prevent any sparks, when you pull this thing, shoot towards your face from this angle, I go ahead and take some more aluminium foil and just place it on the reverse side where the match heads are showing, and this will just stop any flammable material heading towards your face as you pull this out. So there you go guys, it really is that simple. Basic things to remember are the striker strip has to be very tightly fitted in between the matches. Safety first, always make sure that there's no way that the fuse can be lit far down. This will result in a dangerous situation. Okay guys, so I've made 4 of these and we're going to see how many of the 4 successfully ignite and fire off. That actually worked. That actually worked really well, and a good delay time on the fuse. And you can see it all ignited and actually did what we wanted it to do. A bit of foil there. That wasn't bad at all guys. Success. Down. Success. Let's just have a quick look at the operation. So still intact, but no sign of the ignition pull cord system. Guys, that was a success. Let's get on to the next one. Here we go guys. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Just thought I'd give you a meme there guys, but that one sounded louder and all went up nicely. Guys, that worked really well, but the camera fell over as I actually threw it. So guys, 4 out of 4. That is not bad at all. Guys, there we go. That's how you make pull cord igniters with matches, as if you didn't know already. However, it was interesting to see just how these things work wasn't it really? And we'll probably make some more improvised, more complicated, more consistent, more better quality fuses in the future. But that was just a quick look at the match igniters. So let me know what you think of these. Do you think these are effective? Of course, in certain weather conditions, they're not very effective, you know, i.e. windy conditions, cold, damp conditions, but you can waterproof them with wax and different tapes and so on. So you can actually improve them. However, guys, it's summer here, so the weather's warm, and it was just a quick test to see if we could get all 4 igniters to fire in one go. And I think it was a success. Guys, if you've watched the video till now, why not subscribe and drop a comment, and I'll see you in another video.